guys, Kirsty here and welcome to my channel. Today I thought we'd have a little look at these various different notebooks that you can use as bullet journals. Now, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you know that I quite like my Litcham 1917, and if you want to go and see what's in one of those, you can go and check out this video, because I'm not going to look at this one today. All the details are in that video and I'll pop a link of that one below. So we'll put this one aside and we're going to focus on the rest of these. Now I've got a moleskin, a Rodham, Otagami, and then I just thought I'd throw a travel notebook in just to kind of mix things up a little bit because it's an alternative option. But we'll put that one to one side and I'm just going to concentrate initially on these three. So let's get started. I've got the moleskin, so let's kind of open this up. Now I tried earlier, it's not easy to get into. It's nicely sealed, which has its benefits. I'm just gonna snip away a little bit if I can. So not always easy to get in, but then I know the Litcham isn't always easy, but you want to be careful because you don't want to tear the paper. So put that to one side and here we go. Right, so it's not easy to get into. Needed a little bit of help, and now I'm trying desperately to tear off the plastic cover. Okay, so our moleskin. So it's got a nice plastic bit. This one also is a dot grid, which I like using. So it's got its little bit of a bump on that about them as a brand. Put that over there to one side. And yeah, you've got a little bit of information there to be able to write if you lose it. And then we get onto the pages. Now, unlike a Litcham, which is one of the reasons why I use a Litcham, there are no numbers. So you can't, it doesn't have an index, it doesn't have anything like that. The pages seem about the same. And it has got one lovely little bookmark, where obviously Litcham has two. So in that comparison, there are things that I find beneficial about Litcham, but this one does have a pocket, so that is nice. And there is a little bit of bump that you get about moleskin as a brand. So that is what's inside a moleskin. So the next one I'm going to look at is this Rodham, and it's got 202 numbered pages. So it's got a nice easy kind of, don't need a pair of scissors to open this one. So we can just easily pull the wrapper off. Nice strappy bit again. It's got a lovely kind of leathery feel of a cover, so I quite like that. Let's take the wrappery bit off. So yes, do really like the cover. Inside you've got the space for your details and a little bit of bump about Rodham. You've got the index and your pages are numbered. So that's quite a win for me. And you do have the two little fabric-y bookmarks, and there is a pocket at the back And in the pocket, you also get a little bit of paper to actually, or a couple of bits to test your pens on, which is always nice. So that's quite useful. So there's some nice little tricks on that one, and that actually feels really lovely. So that's a Rodum. The next one I've got here is a Otagami, and how many pages does this have? 192, but it's a slightly thicker page. So I am going to need the scissors to get into this one. So that's the wrapper off of that one. We're going to take off the little bit around the outside. Now, what this one, oh, it does have it, is just hidden. So we've still got the elastic, and there is actually a bit of a pen holdery bit. It's got quite a nice fill, and the otter logo is quite cute if you like otters. And yeah, so we've got space obviously for your contacts, but there are no indexes and the pages are not numbered. So from the point of view of that, that's different. They do feel a lot thicker, which is quite nice. And the other thing they do have in their back pocket are these lovely little stencils, which are actually a lot easier to get in and out of. I'm going to open these up. Let's have a little look. So what we've got one that actually helps you draw out a monthly grid, one that helps you draw out a task list with a weekly kind of grid, and then this one has got some lovely little borders and kind of flags and banners and that sort of thing, and that's going to help you. So actually that's quite a nice little kind of stencil if you kind of struggle to actually get creative and can't draw a straight line to save your life. So I'm going to put them back in. Oh no, I'm not, because what else we got in here? What we got? We've got a little bit of bump about that and a bit of paper to actually test our pen on. So yeah, that's what we've got in an Otagami. I've got my 2 pens from my notebook bookmark, and I've got a Faber-Castell picked artist pen, that's fine. I've got a Lamy All-Star, which has got some teal ink in it, and I've also got this Tombow brush pen that's black. So I'm going to test all of these 3 pens in the back of each of these and just see how we get on. So let's start with the Rodum, because that's on the top of my pile, and because it had a little testing, we're going to test it on the sheet. It looks pretty good. It's taken the ink quite well, and on the back you're really kind of struggling to see through it, though you can see a little bit, but it's not actually bled through. So actually I think that's a pretty good win. The Otagami, that's next in my pile. Now we've had the sheet, didn't we? So let's find that rather than write on the back, just so. And I just want to make a comparison with Phil. It does feel the same thickness. So that's gone down quite well, like the feel of that. And similarly, it's obviously a thicker paper and you can't see very hardly anything come through, and it certainly hasn't bled. Now finally is the moleskin, and obviously it doesn't have the little test thing, so we will just find the back page and we will test it on this. There we have a little bit. Now it's a thinner paper, and yes, I can see through it, but it is no thinner in my mind to a Litcham. So just to give you a comparison on the pens, I'm just going to find the back sheet of a Litcham and write we kind of know the Litcham has got possibly a little bit thinner, but it's no different to the moleskin, and obviously it's numbered, and we do actually have 251 pages in a Litcham. So that is the Litcham. The other one that I just wanted to just kind of touch on, because some people use it, is this lovely little travel notebook, and it's kind of got a ring bindery thing, so you could just kind of easily pull paper out and do that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's that as an option, and obviously you can refill it, and I'm just going to write on this first page, particularly as I can see it's slightly bent. Yeah, that's really quite thick, that you can't see anything in there. So if you like a travel notebook and want something that's a little bit more ring bound, and then that could be an option for you. That's some various different options depending on what you like. I'm actually quite liking how the Rodham is got a more leathery kind of feel and texture to the cover, and I mean the Litcham's nice, but compared to some of the other ones, I'm actually quite liking the feel of this, and the fact that the Rodham has got an index, numbered pages. So what did I say it had? It's got 201, which actually the Litcham has a few more pages in it. But it's got enough other benefits that I would consider actually giving Rodham more of a try than I would any of the others, purely on the basis that it's got an index and is more likely to be something I would use as a bullet journal. So that's how I rate all of those different options. I hope you like this video. Go and give it a thumbs up if you found it useful, and hit subscribe and that bell while you're there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.